Davis here as well. Ian, you have him going to the Jaguars. Does that mean goodbye for Calvin Ridley?
Well, I would say this. First of all, let's talk about the Jaguars side of it. They are in agreement with Gabe Davis, who is one of the more fascinating free agent receiver targets out there. When he's been healthy, he's been incredibly productive. Had a great run in the playoffs. Always manages to find the end zone. The Jaguars have really done incredibly well in the free agent market as far as receivers goes. That Christian Kirk deal, which everybody thought was bonkers at the time, actually was really good value. He's been an excellent player for them. Now add Gabe Davis to the mix, another big-time weapon for Trevor Lawrence. As far as Calvin Ridley goes, they're going to face competition. Perhaps this is a sign they felt that he was going to go elsewhere. As of last check, they were still trying to re-sign him. Don't know where that stands right now, but I know that Calvin Ridley going to have a really, really good market, likely at the top of the free agent receiver market.
And I love the Gabe Davis signing because, he's not the explosive, incredible route runner that Calvin Ridley is, but he's a big target. But there were games in Buffalo last year where he didn't have one target, one ball thrown at him, and they said he was the best offensive player on the field because of what he did in the run game, what he did to attract other receivers, and he is a very dangerous option in the red zone. So I really like this for the physical style of player. You're going to have to start playing a little bit more in that AFC South, which is quickly emerging as a very strong top-to-bottom division.
Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. Yo, I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, man. And yo, man, NFL free agency is moving and, players are getting signed. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Buffalo Bills, man, this upcoming season, this new season coming up. Let me stop this real quick. This new season coming up, the Buffalo Bills are going to be a totally different team, man. I'm excited, man. Yo, I'm excited. Why? Because the team that we had wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Was not good enough. Couldn't get the job against Kansas City. We had to get under the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? And we have to do better, man. We have to get younger, get faster, you know what I'm saying? And we need more players that can make big-time plays. Now, let's talk about Gabe Davis for a minute, guys. Let's talk about Gabe Davis, Bills Mafia. Watched his career here in Buffalo for 3 years, you know what I'm saying? And, everybody remembers Gabe Davis from the Kansas City game, playoff game, where he just went nuts. You know what I'm saying? And Gabe Davis, it's hard to say anything bad about Gabe Davis other than, it's been times where he just disappeared in games. I don't know the reason why. When you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Now, let's not get it twisted. Josh Allen is top 5. He may not be top until he can get past Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City and beat the Bengals and those top tier teams that I talked about in previous podcast episodes. But he's top 5. You know what I'm saying? He's top 5. And the thing with me with Gabe Davis, he doesn't have the speed, the burner speed, you know what I'm saying, that a top tier or a second option quarterback, should have. He's not a great route runner. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not saying that Gabe Davis doesn't do anything good on the football field. He's a really good blocker in the running game. He's a good blocker, period. But a 3-year deal with the Jaguars. And we're going to talk about this deal because me personally, watching this guy play for 3 years, 3-year deal, $39 million for Gabe Davis. Now, I don't know about you guys, but, I seen him play here in Buffalo. Do I think Gabe Davis is worth 3 years, $39 million? No, not at all. Absolutely not. Now, I'm happy for Gabe Davis as far as like, getting a good contract, getting a top tier contract. You know what I'm saying? But is he worth 3 mil? 3 years, 39 mil? With a $11 million signing bonus, I believe? No, I don't think he is. Like, Gabe Davis, to me, is one of those players that just make you scratch your head. Because you will see him in games like the Kansas City games and a couple of games last year where he would just go off. And like he would have 9 catches for like 150 yards. And you'd be like, yo, where was this all year? You know what I'm saying? And then in other games against teams he should easily get the numbers against, you know what I mean? Like Houston Texans or games like that, he disappears. And you don't even realize Gabe Davis is even on the field. Now, could it have been the play calling from the coaches, offensive coordinators and all that? Yeah, maybe. But, do I think Gabe Davis is worth 3 years, 39 mil? Absolutely not. I think he was overpaid. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with free agency. You know what I'm saying? Players are going to get overpaid. Now, from a standpoint of, you giving up and sacrificing your body for a game that you love, and every time you step on the field, you could lose your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, football is like a very dangerous sport. Football, hockey, you know what I'm saying? These are like 2 sports. And I'm just talking about team sports, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about MMA or boxing. Boxing is another sport it's way more violent than MMA. Because why? Because you can get knocked senseless in boxing, and if you can get up, the fight continues, you know what I'm saying? In MMA, which a lot of people had gravitated to, you know what I'm saying? The fight can be stopped if you get knocked out cold, you know what I'm saying? So boxing is very dangerous. And football is very, very dangerous sport. Even today, even though they took out a lot of the physicality out of football, the football game, there's a lot of things you can't do anymore in football, but still, it's a very dangerous sport. And I understand why players, that don't deserve these big contracts get these big contracts, you know what I mean? Because they play a very dangerous sport. Now, if you look at it from that standpoint, then yeah, get all the money you can out the sport. I'm just talking about somebody who produced on the field, from a perspective of stats, somebody who game in and game out came to play. You know what I mean? Is he worth that money? No, he's not, because there were games where he just disappeared when we need a second option. You know what I mean? And he wasn't anywhere to be found. Now, Kincaid, he's going to be a baller. That young guy, Kincaid, the tight end we drafted the year before, he's going to be a baller, man. He's going to be a baller. That guy, he's going to be good. But Gabe Davis, man, let's read. Let me get my Google Chrome set up here. So let's read a little bit of Gabe Davis signing to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are signing wide receiver Gabe Davis to a 3-year, $39 million contract that includes $11 million at signing. So he's getting an $11 million signing bonus. Now, we all know NFL contracts are not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So we all know that. So the Jaguars also reached a 3-year agreement with Green Bay Packer free agent safety Danielle Savage, and 2-year deal with Baltimore Ravens free agent kicker specialist Devin Duvernay. I think I said that right. The Jaguars had also agreed to a 3-year contract with kicker Will Lutz, and source told ESPN, but he later changed his mind and has decided to re-sign with the Denver Broncos. So it goes more into Gabe Davis, and this is off the ESPN.com website. If you want to go check it out, you can. So let's read a little bit more about this deal that Gabe Davis signed. Kudos to him, though, man. He got the money. You know what I'm saying? I hope he got the money that he wanted. I'm just talking about from a fan perspective and stats perspective and football playing on the field. Like, did he give it all on the field? And to me, I feel like he didn't give it all. You know what I'm saying? At times, you know what I mean? Gabe Davis, a first team captain in 2023, had some big performances and insignificant games during his 4 seasons. Oh, I thought he played 3. His 4. Okay. With the Buffalo Bills. He was the team's best run blocker at receiver, but he didn't consistently produce. No, he did not, man. And it was like, and you would be so confused because you will see one game where he would just light it up, just like the Kansas City game where he had 200 yards, you know what I'm saying, like 9-10 catches, and you'd be like, this guy, following season, you know what I'm saying, we thought as Bills Mafia fans that this guy was just going to tear it up this past season. You know, it's his last year, final year of his contract, you know what I mean? I know he's looking for, you know, the big money, you know, when players are on their final year of their contract, you know what I'm saying? They usually ball out, and Gabe Davis did not do that. You know what I'm saying? I was highly, highly disappointed at Gabe Davis this past season. And, you know, when you got a quarterback like Josh Allen, and our offensive line played very well last year, you know what I'm saying? So our offensive line was not, that wasn't an issue with our offensive line at all last year, you know what I'm saying? Now, it could have been, you know, that Josh Allen is a very mobile quarterback. He scrambles, you know what I'm saying? He can run. Josh Allen can pretty much do it all. Is he the most accurate quarterback? No. But, you know, I'll take Josh Allen any day, you know what I'm saying, over any other quarterback that's not in the top, you know what I'm saying, 5. You know what I mean? I'll take him over the guy in, what's the guy's name? What's his name? Jackson in Baltimore. And, you know, Baltimore Ravens, I mean, again, you know, I thought they were going to win the AFC Championship, and they let everybody down, you know what I mean? Like, Kansas City just keeps winning and winning and winning. But, you know, I really thought Gabe Davis was going to go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to Miami because there was a lot of rumblings. There was a little bit of rumblings of him possibly going to Miami last year. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you know, Jaguars. And the Jaguars, man, they were another team that I thought, you know what I'm saying, was going to make a huge push last year. And they kind of like trailed off towards the end of the season. You know, they beat us. You know what I mean? And I think we played them last year. Yeah. They beat us, and, you know, I thought the Jaguars were, like, legit, like, you know what I'm saying? And they ended up fizzling out towards the end of the season, just like Miami. So, you know, let's continue on with this article. Like you say, he disappears. Consistently didn't produce. So he caught 45 passes for 746 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2023. That's not good enough. When you got a franchise quarterback like Josh Allen, that's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's not good enough. And this has been the issue with the team. Like, we don't have a number 2 wide receiver that can take a lot of pressure off Stephon Diggs. And, you know, Dalton Kincaid, he's going to be a monster, man. Dalton Kincaid is going to be that guy, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be a really good 2 or 3rd option, you know what I'm saying, alongside him with Stephon Diggs. Now, there's a lot of rumblings of Stephon Diggs wanted to leave Buffalo. Stephon Diggs does not want to leave Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why people are making a big stink with the whole Stephon Diggs situation. Stephon Diggs is not a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's the media that's making Stephon Diggs' situation an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stephon Diggs, he said it himself. He wants to stay in Buffalo. So I don't know why the media continues to talk about Stephon Diggs and, you know, him wanting to leave Buffalo. If Stephon Diggs wanted to leave Buffalo, he would have did it already. You know what I'm saying? He would have did what he did in Minnesota. Stephon Diggs don't want to leave Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Von Miller restructured his contract. You know, that's something we needed. You know what I'm saying? That was huge that Von Miller restructured his contract. Huge. And Von Miller made his money. I mean, at the end of the day, he shouldn't be hurting for money. But, you know, who knows? But let's continue on. Statistically, Davis, who turned 25 April 1st, put up his best season in 2022 with 836 receiving yards and 48 receptions, 93 targets, averaged 17.4 yards per catch. His biggest statistical game came in the 2021 postseason against the Kansas City Chiefs when he caught 8 passes for 201 yards and 4 touchdowns. Okay, I'm trying to my Google Chrome is going slow. But Davis was selected by the Buffalo Bills in the 4th round of the 2020 NFL draft. And his 17.3 yards per catch are the most by any player in the regular season and playoffs since he was drafted. Getting on the same page with quarterback Josh Allen, especially on throws downfield, was a problem at times. And yeah, that disappeared. The one thing that, you know, worked for him, that disappeared too. It was the long ball. Pause. Was the long ball. And there were no deep throws to Gabe Davis all last year that he made. None. You know what I'm saying? That disappeared. So the one thing that we could count on Gabe Davis to do to keep the defensive backs honest the year before was him, you know what I'm saying, being able to stretch the field with the long ball, and he could not get that done. Him and Josh Allen were not on the same page towards the end of the season. Like I said, he disappeared. I don't know if he no longer wanted to be on the team or what. Who knows what's on these players' minds when they're playing during the season, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Gabe Davis was just one of those players to make you scratch your head during the season, you know what I'm saying, last year. Because, again, his disappearing acts, you know what I'm saying, during critical times in games, during critical matchups, you know what I'm saying, it started to become a common thing with him. And the money he was looking for that he got from the Jags, I guess, you know what I'm saying? It's not official yet, but we number one didn't have the salary cap to re-sign him to that type of money. Number two, he's not worth that type of money. Let's just keep it all the way official. He's not worth that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So it was best for him to move on and find another situation. You know what I mean? Jordan Poyer was a surprise. Micah Hyde was, not really too much of a surprise that we didn't sign Micah Hyde. He's had neck injuries, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Morrison was a surprise, you know, coming from Kansas City, that signing. But all in all, man, we had to retool, basically. This is not a rebuilding season, but we got to get younger, faster, and better. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And the defense, even though certain players didn't play, you know what I'm saying? The defense still played very exceptionally well. How did Sean McDermott pull that out of the defense? I don't know, but Sean McDermott is a really good defensive player. Matt Milano was out all year, you know what I'm saying? A lot of key players on defense were out for the season. Matt Milano was super huge. I mean, it's crazy how this team almost beat Kansas City with the players that were out. And it's not an excuse at all. But, you know, it makes you wonder if we did have those players and people in certain positions were healthy, you know what I'm saying, on defense. It makes you wonder what the outcome of that game would have been against Kansas City in the divisional round. But just like rest of the teams in the NFL, nobody can get past Kansas City. Kansas City is the big dog until somebody can get past them, man. And that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody gets past Kansas City and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, I mean, you know, I'm sick and tired of Patrick Mahomes and the State Farm commercials. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about Patrick Mahomes' face. I just want to take my Timberland boot and just, you know, crush him in the skull with it, you know. Not saying that I don't respect his game. I don't respect the fact that he has won, 3 Super Bowls now in his young career. I mean, yeah, 3 Super Bowls, I think it is. You know, all us Bills fans are looking for is just one. This guy's already had 3, and he's 27, you know what I'm saying? 27, 28. And it's very unfortunate that Josh Allen came into the league with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's like Tom Brady 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a really good team now, and just we can't get past Kansas City. We can't get past, you know, when the Bengals are healthy with their quarterback. We can't get past the top-notch guys. Now, we kind of handled Baltimore a little bit, but, you know, I don't think we would have beat Baltimore if we matched up with them this past season. I don't know. But like I said, we usually handle Baltimore for the most part. Even when the team suck, we always beat Baltimore for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Even in the drought years, we always beat Baltimore. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what Brian Beane has up his sleeve. And, you know, Brian Beane as a GM, I think he's done an exceptional job, other than, you know, not firing Sean McDermott. I really believe Sean McDermott's time is up in Buffalo. I don't think Sean McDermott is the coach that can get us to the big game. Like I said in a previous podcast episode, he is Shotty Mottenheimer 2.0. And Josh Allen is Ryan Leaf, you know what I'm saying, 2.0. And that's just the way it's going to be until they can prove to me as a team they can beat the top tier quarterbacks in the league. That's in the top 5, you know what I'm saying, on a consistent basis. And so far, we haven't done that, you know what I'm saying. But changes had to be made as far as players, you know what I'm saying. We had to get younger. The players that we had, the core players that we had were getting older. They were, you know, past their prime, you know what I'm saying? Gabe, Stephon Diggs is, you know, coming towards the end of his prime years. So now it's time to do the draft, you know what I'm saying? Get younger players in here that can possibly, we can turn this thing around and possibly get past Kansas City. You know, people say that Buffalo Bills window of opportunity to making a Super Bowl is closed. I don't think so. Again, when you got a football player like Josh Allen, that door is going to always be open. He's just not coming into his prime years. You know what I'm saying? He's 27 now. So it's just like having a Brett Favre or you know, Tom Brady in their prime. Your window of opportunity to making a Super Bowl and possibly winning it will always be open when you got these guys. So all this Bills window of opportunity of making a Super Bowl is closed is a bunch of crap. You still got Josh Allen. You still got Stephon Diggs. On defense, it's just we are retooling. You know, we're getting younger, hopefully faster, you know, and hopefully better. You know what I'm saying? Matt Milano, we got to see where he comes back. When he comes back, how his body responds to the injury. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we had a buttload of injuries on defense, man. I don't know how the hell this team pulled out the defensive prowess that they did this past season, and this crazy run they made from being almost out of the playoff. Well, they were out of the playoffs midway in the season, and they just rallied to win the AFC East 4 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? That's just amazing. Still amazing me what they did. And with the defense that they had, I mean, Me personally, not making any excuses as a Bills fan, they just ran out of gas too. You know what I'm saying? They ran out of gas. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully Matt Milano can come back to 100%. Hopefully Von Miller can give us something this next season. You know what I mean? He took the pay cut, so hopefully he can give us something. Before Von Miller was hurt, he was on his way to double-digit sacks. So, injuries, you just don't know. Like, you can sign players and injuries can become a factor. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So you hope going into the season that you can stay healthy. And then let's hope that we can stay healthy this next upcoming season. You know what I'm saying? So it would give us the best shot of getting past Kansas City, just like everybody else in the league is trying to do. But yeah, that's my take in this podcast episode. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. You know what I mean? Please subscribe to my channel. But that's my take. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. One.